Hey everybody, I haven't been before you in a while, and that's because I've just been really focusing on getting my book together that I'm coming out with and will be announcing by next week. So yes, I'm so excited about that. I've been really trying to work on things that make me happy and give me life during this hard time of pandemic and grief and loss and racial climate injustice and just so many things that's going on right now in the world that we live in. But I'm excited. Today is September 20th and it's such a special day for me. Why? Because it's my daddy's birthday and I'm a daddy's girl. I love my dad. He's taught me so much in life and he's taught me so much about love and he's taught me so much about God. I made dinner for him yesterday. He came over. He was having dinner with me and my daughter who is 8 years old. And, I was just asking him, how does it feel to be alive, in this time? And he was, of course, extremely grateful to be alive. But I think I was even more grateful. He knows that God was in the midst to help him get through. And, just telling me things that he didn't have to go through, that other people had to go through, which was amazing. And how he really had a blessed life. And so I'm listening to him and he says, you know what, Chalet, when I was 8 years old, I remember being 8 years old. He was looking at my daughter, kind of saying that. And he was like, when I was 8 years old, I picked up a Jet magazine and I saw the pictures of Emmett Till. And he said that horrified me. He said, to this day, I can't even look at that story because it's traumatic for me. It shook me. He said, I had nightmares about it for weeks. So when I thought about that, I think about the things that in our lives. Think about it. My dad has lived over 3/4 of a century, almost 3/4 of a century, excuse me. And he remembers something that he went through when he was 8 years old that horrified him. And it had me reflect on my life and the things that we're going through now and this kind of year that we're living in, which is very, weird for a lot of us. And had me thinking about the things that horrifies us in our lives, the traumas that we just don't get over, right? The things that keep us stuck and broken. And so my dad's birthday is right before my birthday. So my birthday is 9 days away from my dad. And, when I was in my 20s and teenage years, I was planning it out. Like, this is what I'm going to do on my birthday and we're going to get together. But I've noticed since I've gotten older, it's been more of a reflection period for me. One thing that he's taught me and I'm so excited about is that he's taught me never to waste a moment. I mean, there was never a time that I remember from being alive when I was with my father that he wasn't doing something, trying to encourage somebody. Even now during this pandemic, it's hard on me and probably my dad because we're both social people. We love to be around people. I know for me, I love strangers. I love to hear their stories and just to, get to know different people from different places and different cultures. So this pandemic has kind of like shut that down for me. And I was so worried kind of about my dad because I'm like, he must feel the same way. But my dad has taken up a new thing. He's teaching to have different ministries. He's on Zoom at least 3-4 times a week, doing what he does best. And so in seeing that, I was just encouraged even further to unbreak myself. That no matter what age I'm at, what level I'm at, what stage I'm at in life, there's always something in me to do. There's always something in me to give. And so when I saw my dad at his age, and sometimes, when you get a certain age, your body aches and, you're not that young, limbo guy my dad used to be who used to jog through Boys and Girls High School track when I was young. But he's made his life so full in so many ways that he won't let anything break him. And so in seeing that as an example, I want to talk to you about unbreaking yourself. Reflecting on things that I regret, things that I love, people that's been there for me. But I've been reflecting on brokenness and trauma and how it keeps you stuck in a position and place and how you feel like you can't move on. And even for myself during this time, I'm always priding myself in being superwoman, but I felt myself stuck and broken by things that didn't turn out the way I wanted it to turn out, people that didn't turn out to be who I wanted them to be, relationships that didn't work out. Even me looking at myself like, all right, God, I love you a lot, and but I can't feel you. I need somebody I can feel in touch. When you gonna send my husband to me? Okay, I've been having these conversations with my single friends. And it's not because we are not all women, and it's not because we don't cook and clean, and it's not because of WAP or anything else anybody else is telling you. And it's really just us sitting here waiting and just choosing not to settle the best that we can. And so in that reflection period, I did feel broken about some things that, happened in my past, broken about things that didn't turn out the way I wanted them to turn out. And when I was looking at my father yesterday and today on his birthday, he was talking to me about certain things that he was happy about. And we're having like a family Zoom today, so we get together with our family. And I began to feel immensely grateful and guilty too, because I still have my father. And I know some people didn't have a father to begin with. Some people hadn't have both parents. Some people's parents have passed away, have died. And I began to think about the words. I heard it in my spirit say, unbreak yourself, Chalet. Unbreak yourself. Because a lot of times the things that keep us stuck, the things that keep us traumatized, the things that we choose to stay in broken over are the things so minuscule to our destiny. Our destiny is so much larger. And people that we think we need, the people that we think are going to take us to the next level, those relationships that break our heart and we think we can't move on without them, those people that we just swear they made us feel so good, and now all of a sudden we're going to have to go day by day. When you look around and you really take the time out, and if you just push forward, push on, move on, march on, you realize that those things become so small to your destiny. And there's so many people out here who have it worse than you. There's so many people out here who's suffering more than you. There's so many people broken over really, really serious things more than you. When I look at the condition of the world and I look at other countries and how people have it, I almost felt guilty for being broken. And so I got up in the last couple of days with this idea that I'm going to unbreak myself. I'm going to look at this birthday differently. I'm not going to look at it with regret or with, a kind of solemn spirit of the things that I didn't do, the things that I didn't accomplish, and how I'm not going fast enough for my PhD, or why wasn't my book out last month, or, maybe as a mother, I need to step it up, or how am I going to do this online learning because this is just not for me, and I'm supposed to work and do online learning and teach my kids, and just me feeling inadequate in all these ways. And isn't that how the enemy comes at you, right? With a sense of inadequacy. Whoever that enemy is, the enemy doesn't always have to be the devil like we think it is for those of us that are Christians, right? The enemy can be inside of us, our minds, the way we position ourselves to think about ourselves. And so I want to challenge everybody this week to unbreak yourself. Whatever's been holding you back, keeping you stuck, breaking you, making you feel like you can't move on, that you can't move forward, that you can't push past whatever you feel. I want to let you know today that your destiny is so much bigger than that. That there is something so much bigger than what you're going through right now. And it's great. And even though this year feels like it's in the toilets and we just want to flush it really quickly, I told God that if it's December 29th, 2020, he has 2 days to do something miraculous in my life. And so I'm living by that expectation. I'm living by that, and I'm going to manifest it in my life. And I'm going to get up every day, and I'm going to find one day at a time, one thing at a time to unbreak myself, to unbreak these feelings that I had that I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy enough, or that I'm not going to be a wife someday, right? It's the mindset that we think in our head and the way that we carry ourselves that determines what we manifest in our life. So I choose to believe that I am great, that I am worthy, that I am everything that God's called me to be, that I will live in my full purpose, that every day, no matter how sad I feel, no matter what's going on in the world, that I will choose to get up and encourage myself. There's a song called said, encourage yourself. I will choose to get up every day and live life like it could be my last day. Just change your angle of vision. Focus your eyes on the prize. Focus your eyes on the things that bring you joy and life and love and liberty. Let's not choose to reflect on the things that we didn't do or we didn't accomplish that make us feel sad and down and like the world is going to hell. If you got up and you breathed today, there's something to be thankful for. Chalet Jean-Baptiste, I'm so glad to be back with you guys again. Stay tuned for information about my book and some exciting things that I got coming up. I'm just so excited to share with you guys. Have a blessed day.